there's a whole different way of doing this. Mm-hmm. And that there was always this tension about we were in the shadow of the courtroom, and that was driving it, but that what we were talking about was just a different way of looking at it, and how do you institutionalize that? I was involved with there were a bunch of National Association of Mediation and Education, and a bunch of people who had gone to spider conferences also went to those because we weren't doing all that much business, and we could go to conferences, and that really struck me as, my God, imagine teaching this in schools. I was never a teacher. I took it back to my schools in Evanston, and right up against a brick wall. Very progressive school system, but they weren't interested in peer mediation.
Because you sensed
I think because it was a control thing. I think at that point, that's what people weren't, and they had what they thought was their own way of doing it. But the whole idea of peer mediation, the whole idea of teachers and students in the same place, or students being peers with other peers in negotiating, was a pretty radical thought. Mm-hmm. And people hadn't really, Fisher and Ury's Getting to Yes book, it's so simple, and lots of people wrote all these great articles later about what are the problems with it, but it was a huge book. Mm-hmm. The simple idea of interest-based negotiation that you can put in a book that lots of people will read was huge. Any negotiation class started with that, and then they did the critical works on it. But it was basic to anybody teaching negotiation.